The 2025 Minnesota legislative session starts in just 1 week on January 14th. Beltrami County has identified nearly a dozen legislative priorities in its 2025 legislative platform, with several of those likely requiring additional spearheading at the state capitol. Our reporter Matthew Freeman attended the board meeting earlier today to see what the board deemed as a priority to Beltrami County.
The Beltrami County Board invited state representative-elects to join in the first work session of the new year. The board shared its 2025 legislative platform along with a list of priorities that the county hopes that the new state representative-elects will fight for when they get to St. Paul.
We got a list of 10 priorities from them. About 50% of them seem to be priorities for all counties across the state. There are some substantial issues that affect Beltrami County.
That list of priorities included efforts to help with the housing shortage as well as the lack of transportation in the area. The board brought up a number of programs that either don't do enough to provide what the county needs or some that just cost too much.
Well, there's a lot of unfunded mandates that are hurting our counties right now that we need to figure out a way to either cut back on or change to be able to alleviate a lot of the pressure that's going on with the counties right now.
The problem that we're going to have this year in the state is we're facing a budget crisis and also a tied House and tied Senate. So moving any kind of spending along is going to be a little bit tough. So we're going to try to push through what we can to help the counties. And again, having half of the priorities be statewide priorities, I think, is going to help us out in that area.
After the work session came to an end, both representative-elects shared what they believe are the biggest issues facing the area.
Each department has their own priorities, but they kept coming back to the hub and spoke and the bonding request for the new transfer station and solid waste disposal. So that seems like to be the big one that they want to push through.
I think there was like 6 of them on there that were health and human services. So that's a big chunk of what's going on here. And if we don't change the way that we're doing things, we're going to suffer hard, and we need to be able to change that.
Both representative-elects agreed, though, that the previous legislation currently has the surrounding counties spending too much out of their own pocket.
We only have a third of our county property that's taxable, so we don't have the biggest revenue out there to be able to bring in and pay for a lot of things that are going on here. We can't have all these unfunded mandates from the state of Minnesota hurting our county anymore. We just can't do it.
Reporting in Bemidji, I'm Matthew Freeman, Lakeland News.
Scott Wenger, the new District 3 Commissioner for Beltrami County, took his oath of office once the regular board meeting started. And Richard Anderson, the former commissioner, was celebrated as well for his 13 years of service on the board, and we'll have more with him later this week.
Lakeland News is a nonprofit news organization. Donate to Lakeland PBS today to support your local news team.